but with the roar of the crowd. Underneath the stars, we make our town proud. Every win, every loss, we shout it out loud. From the court to the field, to the dirt and the track, we cheer for the glory, we never hold back. It's the pulse of the county, the pride we unpack. Limestone County Sports, we bring the game to life. Every play, every fight, every Friday night. Limestone County Sports, it's where legends ignite. Limestone County Sports, where legends ignite.
Limestone County Sports. We're in the words of JV. Legends
Are made.
might
be
ignite. They may ignite. I'm your host, Greg Wise, and this is
JB.
And we are talking Limestone County football again this week. Jay, hey, pretty, again, rough slate for the football teams in our area. We did have one get a win, and we'll be talking about them later in the show. But it's been a pretty rough season. Not getting a lot of dubs for the 7 varsity teams that we cover. And so it's much funner doing these shows when all of our teams are winning and they're getting after it, or at least at minimum being competitive.
Yeah.
And so when not, these things are tough. So anyway, it is what it is. You got to cover it right. I mean, we are unbiased here.
For sure.
And so we don't have any favorites or anything like that. And so we're just, again, unbiased, covering local sports.
We're 5. Oh, this is week 5 coming up, right?
Yes, there are some teams who've already completed 4 games. If they had a bye week, a couple teams already had a bye week, so they've only played 3. But, you're pretty much halfway.
Yeah.
Week 5, they're completing game 5, and there are some teams will be halfway through the season. And so it goes quick. That's what I continue to tell my son and even my daughter, who's a freshman playing softball, that enjoy these times, because you're going to blink. They will be over.
Yeah.
And you will never play some of these sports ever again. And so I was thinking about that on the way in as well, just even with myself, playing high school sports. You never wanted to come off the field. That's a lot of things. But I was thinking, it gets to the point and you're like, wow, I will never strap on pads again. I'll never put on a helmet to play tackle football again.
That's what I hated to see. The kids, they play maybe their last game. Yeah. And then if they lose and they walk the field, the length of the field, and just in tears because they know that's it.
That's it. It's over. And, 99% of the kids that are playing football in Limestone County won't be playing at the next level. And, that's across the nation. But and so, those high school football days are remembered for a long, long time by most of us who's played and been around these programs for a long time. But nonetheless, we got to jump in, Jay, and get rolling here. And we'll see at the end of the show if we got time to maybe talk a little college football or some other stuff going on. But we're going to jump right in. Jay, we're kind of going to jump around as far as classifications go, and then get down to our team of the week and the game of the week that we'll talk about at the end of the show. But first game we want to focus on, Ardmore was at Fairview. Last I checked, Fairview was ranked number 4 in the state in 5A football, and I seen why on Friday night. They give it to us pretty good. Final score of that was 42-7. Now, after the first quarter, I think it was 0-0. After the first quarter, Ardmore played good for about a quarter and a half. Defensively, was able to keep Fairview off the scoreboard for about a quarter and a half, and then they got their legs under them. And then I think, what was it, half? Maybe
21-0.
I think so. And then they were off and rolling after that.
Now, they didn't lose much, right, from last year?
Who's that?
Fairview.
Not that I know of. I did see a couple of positions that I remember from last year that either those kids were hurt or did not return. So I know, they replaced a few dudes, but some of the key positions, those dudes were there. one of the most glaring was Jake Harper,
Yeah.
the big running back. Funny, I heard a quote last week from someone who was a local person talking about Jake Harper and that he was roided up.
Oh.
I think was the terminology they used. He looked it. He looked like he had those Hulk Hogan pythons.
24-inch python.
Yes, but I've got some bad news. I know the Fairview program pretty well. You know, my daughter went to school down there and graduated, so was in the know for a little while. Same coach that was there when my daughter was there, and she's got 2 younger brothers that played for him as well. Ain't no roids going on down there. They just work hard.
They just work
and
hard,
so
and eat good.
Eat good and work hard. Work a lot in the off season. And the crazy thing, a lot of them dudes playing both ways. It is absolutely amazing to me. Jake Harper, for one, you know, he's usually rushing for, you know, over 100 every game. Sometimes 200-300 a game, and then he's taking every snap at linebacker as long as it's a tight game. And so they had some linemen that was playing both ways, which is absolutely amazing to me. They had this one kid, good-looking kid, in pads, and I remember in the fourth quarter, I look up, and this series, they're on offense, and he's got one of our linebackers 30 yards down the field in the fourth quarter. And so I'm like, these dudes are doing it. They're doing a lot of conditioning and things like that in the offseason. I heard another good quote. One of the friends that I have that is close to that program, his son had transferred in from Coleman to Fairview. I think maybe junior, senior year, something like that. They'd moved. And big kid, played tight end, got a wide receiver at Coleman. He gets to Fairview. Coach there asked him, son, what position you play? And he said, I play wide receiver or tight end. And he said, well, you play on defense? And he said, I just play offense. And he used some colorful wording, the coach did, and said, I'll replace those. He said, only pansies play one way.
Wow.
And so that's their terminology and their culture. And so I seen that for myself on the field Friday night. Tigers did get a scoring drive in the second half. Alex King punched that in for the lone score. And then that is now 2 losses in a row for the Tigers. They're now 2-2 on the season. 0-2 in region play is kind of the bigger picture for there. And going to have tough sledding again this week. They've got Russellville at home. Russellville is down, in regards to Russellville's standards, but still a good football team. And Russellville comes in 2-2. They come off a win last week at East. We'll talk about that here just a second. They're 2-2, and then 2-0 in region play. Ardmore's 0-2 in region play. Kind of a not necessarily a desperation game yet.
Yeah.
But if you lose this one and go 0-3 in region, you got to win out to get to the playoff, and unless some crazy things happen. And so kind of one of those games where we've got to get this one. FHS.org has the Russellville Golden Tigers going to Ardmore and favored by 5 points. JV, what's your prediction on this game?
I know the coaching staff pretty well at Ardmore, and I think they're going to get it turned around. I think they're going to win this region game. No pressure, Bryant Wells.
Speaking of Bryant Wells. The Ardmore Tiger offense in 2 games now, tough opponents. Hey, speaking of tough opponents, the week before last was Priceville, which, by the way, had West Morgan on the ropes the whole game. West Morgan, who is the number 2 team in the state in 4A, beat Priceville 8-7. Mm-hmm. And so I think we're now seeing that Priceville is a really, really, really good football team. Yeah. And, again, I said this last week, if you want to know how to turn a football program around, football team around, go watch all of Priceville's tape from last year. And now go watch the first 3 or 4 games from this year. And I would just concentrate on the line of scrimmage because they're doing some crazy things. But anyway, the Ardmore Tigers in 2 region games has scored 13 points offensively. Now, again, we know that Priceville is legit.
Yeah.
We know Fairview is legit, so maybe that's just the competition level. And so we're averaging 6.5 points in the last 2 games offensively. Defense couldn't stop nothing in the Priceville game. We made some changes defensively that I think helped us out because we looked okay in the first quarter against Fairview. And even into half of the second quarter, obviously we couldn't score to help keep the defense off the field. But I think that's going to be the tale of the tape is if we can figure out a way to move the football, if we can figure out a way to score. We got some dudes. We got an experienced offensive line. 5 of the 6 dudes across the front, including the tight end or H-back, whatever you want to call them, are seniors. And so maybe they can light a fire on them and get rolling. I'm going to take the Ardmore Tigers too, Jay, to cover. I don't know if I'm going to take them to cover. I'm going to take them to win.
they're going to win. I think they'll win.
Yeah.
Just because of what happened this past week with Eastern Russell.
Speaking of Eastern Russell, that's going to be our game 2 we cover. East Limestone went to Russellville. Russell did end up winning that contest 20-7, but just from some details that we've heard, I think it was 7-7 late in that game. Is that right, JV?
All the way up to the fourth quarter. Starting the fourth quarter, I think.
Yeah, I think I heard East scored, and then maybe Russellville run the kickoff back to even the score. 7-7, and it was 7-7 all the way into the fourth quarter. Heard again that the East quarterback had some type of injury and so was out for most of the game. And so, had he been around, he's maybe have been able to win that game. I think Russellville got a pick 6 late in the game to kind of stretch it out to 20-7. That was kind of the story that I got. Was it was a much closer game than just 13 points, and 13 points is a close game with Russellville.
Yeah, it is.
Russellville traditionally is putting up 40, 50 points a game on every
usually
game.
When you go down there, you're already down 14-0.
Yeah, but as soon as you get off the bus, you're down 14-0. Yeah. And so, even playing at Russellville, 20-7 tells all of us Russellville's a little down than they have traditionally been, and so they beat East 20-7. East has Priceville coming to town, which is not down. We just talked about them. Priceville's 3-1, only lost to West Morgan again, which is I think number 2 in the state in 4A. Priceville is 1-0 in the region with the lone win in region play against Ardmore. East is now 0-3, 0-1 in region. They're only 1 game into region play. They got to get rolling as well. FHS.org has the Bulldogs favored at East Limestone, which I do believe it is homecoming.
Yeah.
A lot more distractions. I know the coaches can't stand homecoming. But Priceville comes in as a 20-point favorite over the Indians on homecoming. What are you feeling on that, JV?
I think Priceville will win, but I think East will keep it under the 20. So,
dude, I wish they would beat Priceville. Just
because of the
region. Priceville, yes, Ardmore needs it. Priceville's coming off of probably a tough loss, so I don't know if they're going to come re-energized. That West Morgan game was not a region game, so it really doesn't matter. I think Priceville does win the game, but I think East keeps it closer than 20. But they better be ready in the trenches because Priceville is about to bring it. And I don't know how many Priceville passing attempts they had in the West Morgan game. I couldn't find any stats anywhere. I know Priceville had, to the best of my knowledge, I think we talked about this last week, 0 passing attempts against Ardmore. My son said it was 1. But nonetheless, whether it's 0 or 1, and you can still run the ball for 400-something yards, you're doing something right in the trenches. And East better be ready to go between the tackles defensively. Athens at Jasper. Athens had a bye week last week. They are 2-1 on the season, 1-0 in region play, and they go down to Jasper. Jasper is 4-0. And they are 2-0 in region play. Yeah. Just kind of looking at some teams that they've beat. They had a very tight game with Coleman, as Athens did as well. And so, Jay, I think this is going to be a tight game. I think, what's the word? Prognosticators? Am I saying that?
Prognosticators.
Yes, I like it. I like that much better than whatever it was that I just said. They have Jasper winning this game by 9. I assume they're giving them, 3 extra points for the home field advantage. I think that game's going to be tighter than that. I actually think Athens can win this ball game.
I do too. Coach Reese at Jasper's from Athens.
Yeah.
So coached at Athens. So but they only beat Coleman by 1, and Athens beat Coleman by 3. So I think Athens is going to pull this one out.
I'm leaning towards Athens, especially with the points. That'd be a much anticipated game if he was down in the Jasper area. Yeah. That'd be one to go check out for sure. Should be a slobber knocker down in Jasper.
Speaking of Athens,
yes, sir.
Quick shout out to their lineman Pratt Johnsey.
Yeah,
he got offers over the weekend from Huntington College, so congratulations to him.
That's awesome. I know his family well, so fantastic opportunity for Mr. Johnsey at Athens. Moving on.
And, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, we're not moving on. Stop the presses.
And Spencer Dolan got in the game Saturday night at Mississippi State.
Really?
He got in on their last scoring play when they made it 6-3-0. He blocked off the edge, and running back got through there for the touchdown. So
awesome.
Congratulations to Spencer as well.
Yeah, seeing the Golden Eagles getting after it at the next level. That's about that 1% of players we talk about in our area that get to play at the next level. Lexington was at Tanner this past Friday night. I think it might have been Tanner's homecoming, or
Tanner's it was at Lexington.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tanner's got homecoming this week, I think. Bell Green is at Tanner this. Okay, I got you. Lexington beat Tanner 38-0. We talk about Lexington all the time. Lexington's traditionally had fantastic football program that goes back way to Billy Snyder's years, 20, 30 years ago. And they just kept it rolling. And it's crazy to me that you can have rosters that look like that and just continue this culture of hard-nosed, smash-mouth football. It's kind of what Fairview does. If you look on paper and when they come off the bus, there's a couple dudes. But traditionally, you're not very impressed just physically, what they look like when they come off the bus. And, dude, they will absolutely whip your butt.
Yeah, they will.
Lauderdale County. I think Lauderdale County got beat this week.
They did by Colbert County.
Yeah. Anyway, Lexington is in that 2A region with Tanner. Was a region game. I forgot to look up that real quick. I need to look that up. Hold on just a second. Tanner is now 0-4 and 0-2 in region play, and they have Belgreen coming to town. Belgreen is an independent, by the way. I'm assuming this is their second year of varsity football, so I think next year they will be able to play, be in a region and compete for a state championship and all that stuff. I do believe that is the case with Belgreen. They're over there. They're over there in Russellville.
Yeah. Russellville, Tharpton.
Yes. But anyway, Belgreen comes down. Belgreen is 3-0. They've got wins over Shoals Christian and Tharpton. They beat Tharpton 35-0, and they got a forfeit against Summerton Christian. I don't know what that's about. Summerton Christian, by the way, is the school that Lindsay Lane is supposed to play on a Friday night for a homecoming game coming up at, I think, on October the 3rd. I think the first Friday night in October. So don't know what happened there with that game. But nonetheless, Belgreen will be at Tanner. I do believe it is Tanner's homecoming game. AHSFHS.org has Belgreen favored by 17 points, Jay. What you feeling? Let's see some scores on Bell Green. Bell Green has played 2 games, beat Shoals Christian 54-8 and Tharpton 35-0.
As much as, I love Matt, but sound like Bell Green's got it going on.
Well, I'm going to be honest, Jay. I don't know much about Bell Green either. Again, they're playing kind of under the radar. I guess, again, their first varsity year was last year. They were 5-5 last year, and so this is year 2. And I believe that Tanner put it on them last year. Let's look and see if we can find that score real quick. Last year, Tanner beat them 47-13, and Bell Green beat Tharpton last year 30-14. I'm going to take Tanner and the points.
Okay.
For sure. And 17. I think Tanner wins this game, Jay. Going out on the limb. Excuse me. I think Tanner wins this game, and they definitely cover 17. You staying with Bell Green?
Well, I mean, I think Tanner. I think they'll keep it close.
Okay. All right. If they don't, you're going to eat crow next week.
Yeah.
Getting to our team of the week, Jay. I think last week our team of the week was the Athens Golden Eagles.
Yes.
Because they were the only team that we cover that won.
Yes.
This week, the team of the week is also the only team that we cover that won. And so this is 2 weeks in a row. That would be a total of, 12, 14 games. I know some of those teams play each other. And we've had 2 wins. And, there's some bye weeks and other things that come into play there as well. But the West Limestone Wildcats. And I got a surprise for you this week, Jay. You ready? You're not ready for this. West Limestone is this week's Limestone County Sports Podcast Team of the Week. And here is the West Limestone Band. We will exit the show today, Jay, with the entirety of the Wildcat Band.
Awesome.
Playing their fight song. Thank you to, I think, Mr. Kyle for sending that in to us and emailing in that fight song. If anybody else has their team's fight song, I think right now we have, I think, maybe Athens and West.
And Clements.
And possibly Clements. I'll have to check and make sure. But you can just shoot a video with your phone at a game, and I can pull the audio from that. We'd love to showcase the bands as well. So appreciate him sending that in. And we'll end the show with that fight song today.
My wife knows it well, the fight song real well. So.
She a Wildcat?
Yes, she is.
So do y'all fight often about sporting? I know you're a Clements Colt, and the Wildcats are pretty big rivals.
She's been giving it to me the last few years, but I give it back to her this past year.
Yeah, so you run the Roost now.
Yeah, even my oldest gives it to her since Clements won.
Yeah,
so.
Okay, I like it. Yes, team of the week, the West Limestone Wildcats had homecoming as well. They had Danville in town, and they put it on Danville 42-21, got the offense rolling, and showed out for the homecoming game. Got any details about that?
No, I don't. Just congratulations to Coach Davis. I know he was glad to get off the snide and get that win, and now they got to go back into region play.
Yeah, and again, one of the toughest regions probably of any team that we cover, just won by sheer number of teams. And then, again, West Morgan, Deschler, Brooks, East Lawrence now.
Yeah.
And then this week they are at Central Florence. I meant to check and see if Central Florence – Central Florence is 2-2 this year. I know last year they had a really good run. West is now 1-3. They are 1-2 in region play, already already played. I'm trying to talk too fast. You know how us rednecks are. If we get to talking too fast, it ain't no telling what's going to come out of our mouth. they've already played 3 region games.
Yeah.
They're 1-2 in region. Central, West goes to Central. Central is 2-2, and they are 1-1 in region play. AHSFHS.org has Central favored by 9 points over the Wildcats. What's your prediction, JV?
I'm going to go with the Wildcats to
win or cover?
Cover.
Going with the Wildcats to cover the 9-point spread. Bro, I think you're crazy. I would love to see it, but let's see. Central got a win over Colbert County, 27-20. Lauderdale County beat them 26-10. Wilson, they put it on Wilson, 42-0. And Brooks beat them 27-7. Does Central beat West by 9 or more? I say they do.
Okay.
Hope not. For the show's sake, we got to get some teams winning some ball games here, but I think Central will take care of that. And moving on to the game of the week, Jay. Much like college game day, and who no longer has Lee Corso, this is going to be the big pick of the day, a big game of the day, and it's Elkmont at Clements. We're going to talk about their 2 games last week before we get to that, and then we'll discuss that some more. Clements went to Rogers and was in that game pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
Rogers ended up pulling it out at the end, 28-20. You got any details about that?
No, I was keeping up with it on my phone with the score stream, and it seemed like they were swapping scores there for a bit. And I think Clements tried to get them down there to score and tie it up at the end, but they just couldn't punch it in.
Yeah, well, we can continue to see the Clements program getting better and better and better every week. Got that win over West Limestone. Again, that's the first time in 16, 17 years. I know you've reminded your wife about that over and over again. And playing well at Rogers. And by the way, Rogers, no slacker. They are 3-1.
Yeah.
They've got wins over Wilson, Sheffield, and now Clements. Lawrence County, 5A, did beat them 26-14. But Rogers, traditionally no slouch either. Usually been a playoff contender, and going toe-to-toe with Rogers, pretty big deal for Clements. And then the other opponent in the game of the week, Elkmont, was at Colbert Heights this past week. And Colbert Heights beat the Red Devils 46-21. I think you had talked to Coach Shrink or something.
Coach Shrink was on the show Saturday, and he said that, they put up, 21 points. He said they just run out of gas there at the end. So he kept it close there for a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it was close at half. At half was like,
yeah. I think you posted the scores at half, but I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, Coach Shrink and Coach Pugh, dealing with kind of some of the same situations, both of them in their second year. Both of them, trying to get dudes to understand what you got to do to compete at the highest level, and to do that for, pretty much 48 minutes, not just 24 or for 3 quarters, but to do it for 48 minutes. And a lot of these programs, traditionally got, coaches been there for a while. It
was 20-13 at the half.
Yeah, 20-13, so very competitive game through the first half. And like Coach Shrink said, just kind of run out of gas and got away from them there at the end of the game. And I think these 2 teams, again, play at Clements this Friday night. 2 very similar teams, talent-wise, very similar teams. Elkmont is 0-4, and then 0-2 in region. Clements is 1-4, again, with the 1 win to start the season. They are also 0-2 in region play. This is a big region game for both of those teams. Big game for me and JV.
Yeah.
JV, alumni of the mighty Clements High School. Yours truly, alumni of the Hilltop Red Devils. AHSFHS.org has Clements favored by 15 points. But we're going to throw out the spread, Jay. Your pick to win what we're deeming the game of the week. One is just two local teams playing each other.
Yeah.
Surely Jay is going to pick with his mind instead of his heart. Who are you taking to win the game of the week?
Well, I don't want my diploma revoked, so I'm sticking with the Colts.
Jay Vassar is picking with his heart.
Yes.
Instead of his mind.
I got to.
He rolls in here with a Clements Colts short sleeve hoodie and the cap on to represent the Colts in the team of the week. Jay, I try to, we mentioned earlier, try to stay unbiased.
Yeah.
As much as we can. But kind of feel the same way possibly the AHS, FHS guys. Again, they got Clements favored by 50. Throwing out the spread, though.
It was a close game last year at Elkmont.
Elkmont won that game last year at Elkmont. And I think the home field advantage could play into this game.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching these two teams on field, very similar teams. Both coaches got both of these programs playing hard. However, going with my mind instead of
your heart,
my heart, I'm going to go with the not so fast. Jay, I don't know if you can see on the video. I know most people just listen to this and don't watch the video.
Yeah.
But I went up in the attic this morning.
Okay.
And pulled out something, especially for this moment. Hold on just a second. Let me put it on.
Okay.
If you're listening, please go find the video somewhere.
Yeah, go find the video.
Because this is like the headgear reveal by Lee Corso.
We may have to start doing something like this. If we could get all the high school teams' helmets, that'd be pretty cool.
If I only had the Red Devils fight song, Jay.
I know it.
We're taking the Elkmont Red Devils.
You heard it, friends.
1993.
He's going with his heart.
I am going with the mighty Red Devils.
The double deuce as well.
From the hilltop. The class of 1993 will be revenged. By the way, if you would like to watch the game from 1992, where the Elkmont Red Devils went down to Clements High School, and Clements beat us, I think, is 28-20 in a tight game, came down to, just last play at the end of the game. That game is on our YouTube channel, by the way. We've posted some of those games from the early 90s on there. That's one of those games that you can go and watch. But I take the Red Devils to take care of business at Clements High School.
I wouldn't expect nothing else.
Going with my heart, Jay. Going with my heart. Anything else football related, Jay, you want to talk about?
Hey, I want to shed this. My buddy Ricky Hargrove told me this. Last week's game, Western West Morgan, the white cap had a heart attack. Well,
wow.
He told me that he's a diabetic and he wasn't feeling good during the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they come got him on a golf cart, and his sugar level was 700.
Wow.
So they took him to Parkway Medical, which is right there on the belt line. While checking him out, he had the heart attack there. They med-flighted him to Huntsville. He had a quadruple bypass surgery.
My word.
That night. So
wow. So he's in recovery, I'm assuming?
I suppose. Luckily, they had a 7-man crew, so the back judge was able to take over the white cap duties because that's Ricky's best friend. And he called him and told him Saturday morning about what all went on. So.
Well, hopefully he's recovering well. Also, there was a
West Morgan kid.
Yeah, I think he's in recovery.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what happened, but they did have some medical
He had bleeding on the brain.
Yeah, medical issue.
So.
Don't know if that was, something caused from something in the game or if that was something pre-existing or what, but be in prayer for that kid as well. And all of our players, man, and coaches. And we don't like seeing injuries at all.
No.
Love, healthy games and injury-free. And so if you're out there and believe in the God and the Jesus that we believe in, be praying for safety for all these players and coaches, and they're traveling a lot to games. We were again down in Coleman County Friday night. We didn't get home about 11 o'clock, and so a lot of travel now that you're in region play. So be praying for that as well. Getting off the somber note, Jay. Did you watch any of the Notre Dame game?
I got to see the last few minutes of it because we were coming back from Tullahoma.
Yeah, well, Jay was down in Tullahoma playing travel baseball, and my family, my wife and my daughter, and I was in Gardendale, Bill Noble Park down there. By the way, probably the best park I've ever been to. All turf. It looked like Disney World. It was great. We're coming back. I got my phone up on the dash. I'm not watching it. My wife is watching the game. I run the sound through the audio of the car. I'm listening. But, kid shanks the extra point, and then A&M comes down and wins the game. The point I want to make, Notre Dame is 0-2 and still in the top 25.
Yeah.
Bro.
And do you know the reason why he shanked the extra point? You know who the holder was?
Who?
Tyler Buckner.
Really? Who was at Alabama?
Yeah.
Well, that's
as
great.
my buddy Drew said, it took $300,000 for one snap at Alabama.
Yeah.
Or took a couple snaps and he left to go play lacrosse at Notre Dame.
Yes, I remember that. I sure do. I remember that. Yeah, I see that, the top 25 came out yesterday, and Notre Dame's into like their number 24, and I'm like, guys, what are we doing?
So did you see where they said they want to join either the Big Ten or the SEC so they can get in a playoff?
Well, I looked at the rest of their schedule. Like currently right now, they only play one more ranked team, which is USC, and they're, I think, 25.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they're going to end up, 10-2.
Yeah.
And in the playoff.
Yeah.
And like every game other than those first two are just terrible games.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse, Stanford. I mean, games that they've traditionally been playing for a long time, but just not very good competition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
I know.
Anyway, that's my soapbox for college football this week.
And then the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech taking out Clemson.
They rolling, brother. They haven't been beat yet, have they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they rolling on. A lot of, good competition in college football so far this season. That Tennessee-Georgia game, we were watching a little bit of it at the park. I, bring my laptop and watch as much as I can. We were on the field at the end of that game. Of course, there's a dad right beside the dugout. I help coach a little bit, and he's giving us the play-by-play. Tennessee, they're fishing. It's only a 38-yarder. He's already hit like a 60-yarder. They fishing to win. He shakes it right. And it's going overtime. And then after that, it was, all downhill from there.
And I don't know why you keep putting pressure on the kicker. Just go ahead and kick it.
Yeah.
And then you get the penalty, and then they kick it then, and that's what pushes them back. So,
yeah. Now, I'll tell you what, though. Those two teams look like pretty good football teams.
Yeah.
From the little bit that I got to watch them. I got to watch about the first half, and then got to watch about the first half of the Alabama game as well. I really liked the play call out of the halftime.
Yeah.
Double lateral reverse flea flicker West Coast left bomb X deep, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
And now long developing play, you got that on tape now, so surely they can run some things out of that. Probably won't be able to run that one again. Another thing that I never understand, and I see high school coaches do this all the time. If you've got good plays like that in your wallet, why do you pull those out when you're already up against Wisconsin like 21-0?
I know.
And, I've asked the coach that before, like, why would you run that play in a game that really does not matter and you're already up and you're probably going to win? And, we needed to get something going. It's 7-0 in the game. We need to get something going. Well, now it's on film.
Yeah.
And so the next team, and that was, what somebody else said, well, it's on film. The other team has to prepare for that. It's just more they have to be looking for. I would rather them not know.
Yeah.
It seems like you could hit it once. Well, now, if they start flicking around in the backfield, you know what's coming. Now, obviously, if you're progressively adding stuff out of that, it can look different.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't ever understand why people
either.
Hold on to stuff in their back pocket. Gus Malzahn, I think we've talked about this before. Gus Malzahn is one of the world's worst about throwing everything and the kitchen sink at you in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He would be up on teams 21-0 in the first quarter and never score again because he has played everything in the playbook.
It seemed like he draws stuff up out of the dirt too.
Yeah. Well, it works.
Speaking of Auburn, they won by beat South Alabama. Now they got to go to Norman against John Mateer and the Oklahoma Sooners this week. So
nice.
Jackson Arnold's going back to his old stomping grounds from last year.
Yeah. That should be a good one.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll be a late game.
I think it is.
Alabama has a bye week. We'll be at the ballpark playing ball again. But if it's a late game, I usually get home or catch the second half on the way home or something. Well, Jay, I enjoyed it, bro.
I did
Another
too, man.
Good podcast. Hopefully we'll have some of our local teams getting in the win column this week and be a little more positive.
Remember Tailgate Talk every Saturday morning, 10 to 12. We talk to all our local coaches, and we have a few special guests on, so on WKAC and the PAS Plus app.
Yeah, I did confirm yesterday, I think, Rusty Bates, which was he was the athletic director here for the Limestone County Board of Education for quite a while. He's heavily involved with the Ardmore Black and Gold Club, which is the booster club for the softball program at Ardmore. I think him and Whitney King, head coach softball at Ardmore, is going to be on Tailgate Talk this Saturday discussing their clay shoot. They got a benefit clay shoot coming up in just a few weeks, and that goes to benefit the Black and Gold Club, which supports the softball
I hear
program.
that's a big money maker fundraiser.
Yeah, it's it's the biggest one that we do as the softball club anyway. And so if you guys, anybody out there listening enjoys clay shooting, Old South Clays out there on Woolly Springs Road has a great setup. A lot of stations set up. I think they could have dinner or lunch, and some door prizes and other things. You can go to the Ardmore Softball's Black and Gold Club and get more information about that. They take sponsors, teams, anything if you're interested in that. It's on a Friday. I think it's September the 26th, Friday morning. That'll be coming up in just a couple of weeks.
It won't be long. It'll be the Ardmore Car Show.
That's right. October the 4th, Ardmore Car Show, the biggest, what they call it, the biggest one-day car show in the South. Usually have anywhere from 700-800 entries and thousands of spectators and swap meet and food trucks and a big fundraiser for the football program.
A lot of great
up there
fellowship up there. We've been up there several times. Show has, and we've had a great time.
Yep, Jay. Hey, it's the end of the show. We're going to go out with the West Limestone Wildcats fight song. Hope you have a fantastic week. God bless.